Welcome everybody to Delta Dental Park at Hadlock Field. It is senior night here for Deering. They are playing the Falmouth Navigators, and it's a team that has not lost much this season, and when they have lost, it's been a close game.
Well, the thing about Falmouth is, they got a really good head coach who, the Portland fans will know the name, and the name is?
Mike DeAndrea.
Yeah, and so really good head coach with a history of taking his players and bringing out the best in them.
And the 4 losses for Falmouth. Against Gorham, they lost 3-0. Against Scarborough, they lost 1-0. Against Thornton Academy, they lost 2-1 in 10 innings. And against Marshwood, they lost 1-0 in 9 innings. So some tough losses for Falmouth. But for Deering, they are 3-11. It's been a tough season, but if last year proves anything, they can come away with a big win. Last year they beat Scarborough on the last game of the season, and so anything can happen. Deering can come away with a victory just like last year.
Well, and the thing, too, is you play to the last out of the very last game of the season. And to your point is, Deering's had a real tough season. And why not come out here and, Falmouth is going to make the playoffs regardless. But you can definitely, put a little thought into their head that, you've gave them a good game.
Yeah, and looking back at the last games for both teams, for Falmouth, they played Massabesic and won 11-2, and for Deering, they also played Massabesic in their last game, which was the perfect game. So a tough one for Deering. But anything is possible when you have Tavian Latour on the mound. He's been a great pitcher for Deering. He is one of the seniors graduating this spring. So it's going to be a loss for this program. Dash Newhall is the other senior for Deering. And so we'll get the pregame senior ceremony before the game starts. But it's always great to celebrate the seniors for sports.
Yeah, and and it's tough for some of these kids playing all 4 years of their high school, and to know that unless you're going to be playing in college, I mean, there are other leagues that you can play baseball in. This potentially could be your last game of organized baseball on this kind of level. But baseball is one of those games that you can play for a long time in one league or another.
And so we'll see if Deering can get the upset or if Falmouth can continue with their winning ways. It's the Navigators versus the Rams, and we'll be back for the senior ceremony.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. Today is senior recognition at Deering High School. The occasion of the final regular season home game at Hadlock Field in the careers of 2 baseball student athletes. The Ram athletic community salutes these young men for their contributions to the program, as well as their commitment to excellence in their athletic endeavors in the classroom and around the communities of Greater Portland. We will now introduce the senior baseball players and their representatives. The first senior is number 24, Dash Newhall. Dash has played baseball for all 4 years of high school and is joined on the field today by his mother Polly, his grandmother Betty, and his brother Quest. Dash also participated in football for 2 years and outdoor track for 2 years. He plans to go to Southern Maine Community College to become an electrician. His favorite baseball memory was scoring the winning run against Portland during his junior year. The last senior is number 5, Tavian Latour. Tavian has played baseball for all 4 years of high school. He will be joined on the field today by his parents, Gregory and Michelle, his grandparents, Scott and Alicia, as well as his siblings, Dominic and Simone. Tavian has also participated in football and basketball for all 4 years. He was a captain in all 3 sports. Tavian will be attending the LIVE program for fire science at the at Southern Maine Community College. His favorite baseball memory is pulling an upset against Scarborough during his junior year. Congratulations, Tavian, on a fabulous high school athletic career. It has been a pleasure announcing your games. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise as we honor America and those who protect her with the playing of our national anthem.
As Deering warms up in the field, the starting lineup in batting order for Falmouth. Leading off is the shortstop, number 6, Josh Polches. At first base, number 24, Tyler Simons. In right field, number 28, Jacoby Porter. At second base, number 26, Thomas Healy. In left field, number 22, Caden Berry. Behind the plate is number 8, Brandon White. The DH today is number 15, Milo Madsen. Today's pitcher is number 11, Nick Wise. And in center field is number 2, Ben Robbins. And the third baseman today is number 7, Harper Drozdick. Here we go for the top of the first. Josh Polches will lead things off for Falmouth. First pitch is a swing and a miss.
Good start.
It's down low for ball 1. That one gets away for ball 2. Two and 1 count. That one is fouled. Two and 2 count. And fouled that one off.
Boy, he did well to protect on that pitch.
That one is hit into center. And that's going to one hop into the... It's going to be 3 for Pulches.
Well, that was definitely a rip.
And so that's going to bring up Tyler Simmons.
The first baseman, number 24, Tyler Simmons.
Down low for ball 1. That one curved over.
Beautiful pitch.
1 and 1 count.
Well, if anyone can work out of this, it's certainly Tavion.
Just missing the plate. Fouled back. It's a 2 and 2 count. And it's swing and a miss for strike 3.
Well, that's one of them.
The right fielder, number 28.
And so that's going to bring up Jacoby Porter. In the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, catcher for Darren's got to definitely keep that ball in front of him.
Curves over for strike 1.
Yeah, like the last batter, I think he's setting him up for that high outside pitch for strike 3.
In the dirt. It's a 2 and 1 count. That one couldn't quite curve over, so it's a 3 and 1 count. That's fouled back. Up high for ball 4.
Yeah, that was just a little too high on that pitch.
The navigator.
And so that's going to bring up Thomas Healy.
Thomas Healy.
Keep our eye on the runner at first.
Just missing the plate. It's a 1 and 0 count.
Yeah, the strike zone is tiny at the beginning of these games. It tends to expand as the game goes on. Ooh.
And that hits Healy, so it's going to load the bases.
Well, and the thing is he's standing in the batter's box, so he doesn't need to avoid that pitch. And he knew it was going to hit him at a place that wasn't going to hurt too much.
And so that's going to bring up Caden Berry. One's inside.
Infield in.
Hits the inside part of the plate for strike one. Force out at every base. Swing and a miss for strike two.
Tied up the batter pretty well on that one.
And that's fouled off. And inside for ball two. 2-2 count. That one's fouled off. Outside for ball three. Three-two pitch is low for ball four.
The batter for Falmouth threw the bat. I think they're so used to being in that dugout over there, but at the end of the season, Darren has decided they wanted the third base dugout. And so now we're going to have a slight meeting at the mound just to kind of slow things down a little bit. Refocus. Walk's always a tough way to bring a run in.
Brandon White at the plate. That one in center field. Day will catch it. And it's going to score another run.
Well, that was the right play. Hit the cutoff, keep the two runners from moving further up. You gave up a run, but so far so good, considering the situation you're in.
The designated hitter, number 15, Milo Madsen.
Milo Madsen at the plate. Outside for ball one. Low for ball two. Outside for ball three. 3-0 count. And up high for ball four.
The pitcher, number 11, Nick Wise.
And Nick Wise at the plate. Bases are now loaded again. That one on the inside part of the plate for strike one.
Oof.
That one nearly missing Wise. And it's a pop-up, Brunel, and it's a out. Liam Brunel
What a play.
with a sliding catch. And so that ends the half inning.
In the Falmouth first.
And so Falmouth stranding three. So after half an inning complete, it's Falmouth 2, Deering coming up.
coming to bat.
And as Falmouth warms up on the field, the starting batting order and lineup for Deering. Leading things off is the second baseman, number 27, Yadier Lorda Flores. The pitcher, number 5, Tavian Latour. Behind the plate is number 10, Miles Lawrence. At third base, number 22, Johnny Bouchard. At first base, number 13, Liam Brunel. In right field, number 21, Gus Groh. In center field, number 3, Cal Day. In left field, number 24, Dash Newhall. And starting at shortstop, number 1, Zeke DeWeaver. Here we go for the bottom of the first. Yadier Lorda Flores will lead things off for Deering. Ball in the dirt for ball 1. We'll see what Nick Wise can do with a 2-run lead. And if Deering can get any of those 2 runs back here in the bottom of the first. That one is fouled. It's low for ball 2. And it's a dribbler. Wise fields it and gets the out.
Well, as a pitcher, doesn't get any easier than that other than striking a batter out.
The pitcher, number 5, Tavian Latour.
Tavian Latour will bat with 1 away. One outside for ball 1. That's fouled. 1-1 count.
Well, you know, and this pitcher to me is like an old school pitcher. He throws the ball from over the top.
One missing the plate.
It is definitely over the top and straight down the middle, whether it's high or low.
One's low and inside for ball 3. Hitting the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that one in the dirt.
Well, and Don is pointing out the first base runner in 2 games for Deering.
The catcher, number 10, Miles Lawrence.
And so that's going to bring up Miles Lawrence. That one curved over.
Well, let's see if the pitcher for Falmouth has a different delivery and style with a runner on first.
And Latour caught leaning. And the tag is on. So that's going to be the second out. So it's two-way now. Up high for ball one. That one is a dribbler, and it's going to be a infield single for Miles Lawrence.
So we can expand upon what Don mentioned is they got their first runner in 2 games, and now they got their first hit in 3 games? 2 games?
Johnny Bouchard at the plate. That one is ripped into left.
All right.
So 2 on for Liam Brunel.
The first baseman, number 13.
Yeah, and I think Darren's had enough of that, right? 2 straight hits.
That one just missing on the outside. That one is a dribbler fielded by Drozdick and safe. And it's going to be a out for Johnny Bouchard.
That is so unfortunate.
And so Deering strands 2. And so after 1 complete, it's Falmouth 2, Deering 0. And here we go for the top of the second. Ben Robbins will lead things off for Falmouth. It's low for ball 1. On the outside part of the plate for strike 1, 1-1 count. That one is hit and foul.
Couldn't be by much. There's not much room down there, but
a defensive swing. That one is ripped foul.
jeez, oh, crow. That was not a defensive swing. That was just being way out in front of it.
Low for ball 2. It's a 2-2 count.
2's a wild across the board.
Off the plate for ball 3. And foul tipped for strike 3.
Yep, pitcher's got to love that when the catcher holds on to those tip balls.
And so that's going to bring up Josh Polches. And last time up, hit a stand-up triple.
Whoa.
Once.
And I think the umpire got hit with that ball. So the catcher is going to give him a little minute here. think the umpire took that off the arm.
It's a 1-0 count.
Ooh.
Just high. Outside for ball 3. And that one is high for ball 4. Not the worst thing for a walk compared to a triple.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up Tyler Simmons. And the throw down.
Oh, jeez. I could have swore I heard the coach say no, so the runner turned back, would have had the bag easily. That is just one of those plays. Man.
A check on Polgis. That one hit. DeWeaver getting one and pulling Brunel off the bag. Getting the lead runner, but can't quite get the second.
Well, and the good thing for the Deering first baseman is he gave up the bag to get the ball. And instead of trying to stay on the bag to get him out.
So Jacoby Porter. And once again, no one there to cover the base.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it was with the last runner. But the last runner went back to first. This one just kept going. Little miscommunication.
That one off the plate.
Well, Tavion's got to work out of this one. Runner in scoring position.
Low for ball 2. Swing and a miss. It's a 2-2 count. And in there for strike 3. And so Deering
And the Falmouth second.
will get out of this inning cleanly,
No errors, one left.
allowing a couple of
After one and
base
one
runners, but
Falmouth 2,
Falmouth
Deering
will
1.
strand 1. And so after 1.5 complete, it's Falmouth 2, Deering 0. Here we go for the bottom of the second. Gus Grohl leading things off for Deering. Swing and a miss.
Ooh. Well, now the umpire will walk out to the pitcher and give the catcher for Falmouth a little bit of time. So the umpires need a little bit of time, and this catcher needs a little bit of time.
And that one is hit. Healy will field it and gets the out.
The center fielder, number 3.
Cal Day will bat with one out. Outside for ball 1. High for ball 2. Low for ball 3. Hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1. And low for ball 4, so 1 out walk issued by Nick Wise.
The left fielder, number 24, Newhall.
Dash Newhall at the plate. And that one over the head of Newhall. It's popped up.
Oh, it's
And
fair. Oh. Oh, man. That for a split second there, that ball was fair, and no one was moving. If it had bounced the other way,
it's always the tough ones when they go straight up with the wind blowing. It's a 1-1 count, up high.
I mean, you know, maybe they've just never seen anything like that or whatever. They're just all looking around, assuming it was going to go foul.
And I check on Day. And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. Another check on Day. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
The shortstop, number 1, Zeke DeWeaver.
So that's going to bring up Zeke DeWeaver. Right down the middle for strike 1.
Catcher fixing his helmet.
And Cal Day not off the bag
Well,
as
and the one thing is the throw over have been high.
outside.
So the runner's been able to get down underneath any potential tag, but he's got to be careful he's not right on target on the bag.
That one's fouled back. Another check on Day.
That would be it. Surprised you don't do that anyway.
It's a 1-2 count. And
Huh. I thought that was going to be a called third strike, but he didn't go through, so
it's a 2-2 count. That one fouled off.
good little battle going here.
And high for ball 3. Day will be off on the pitch. And swing and a miss. First strike 3. So Deering strands 1 here in the bottom of the second. And so after 2 complete, score remains Falmouth 2, Deering 0. Here we go for the top of the third. Thomas Healy leading things off for Falmouth. In the dirt for ball 1. Missing for ball 2. Outside for ball 3. And up high for ball 4. 4-pitch walk. And so that's going to be a leadoff walk issued by Latour. Caden Berry at the plate.
Good lead at first.
That one's popped up, and it's going to drift into the stands. And bunt
Ooh.
attempt.
Well, that's a little change up right there.
Oh, and 2 count. And Healy leaning towards second. And check the swing. So 1 and 2 count. Another check on Healy. Fouled that one off. Outside for ball 2. It's a 2 and 2 count. That one hit. Loda Flores misplaying it and not in time.
That's a tough one.
So 2 on, no outs for Brandon White.
And you know, on a play like that, it's just a matter of waiting for the ball to get in the glove and also trying to see where the runner is at the same time. And those two things sometimes don't work at the same time.
And a time called. Low for ball 2.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Hits the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
Good job, Don. Good estimate, 65.
It's a 3 and 1 count. Right down the middle for strike 2. And right up the middle, it's going to be Loda Flores. And getting the runner at second, and Flores is down.
That was a great attempt.
Hitter number 15, Milo Madsen.
And boy, he hung in there. And as you could see, he was slow to get up. But he held his position. Good for him.
Up high for ball 1, Milo Madsen. At the plate. Hits the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Runners on the corners. Healy at third, White at first. One missing for ball 2. White taking off, and that one's fouled. And that looked like it was going to be off the plate, too.
Yeah, not quite sure if the batter, if there was a play on, hit and run. But if there was a run right there, I'm surprised the batter. Well, he was protecting the plate, so I think he was doing his job.
That one popped up, and it's going to go into the stands. And that one fouled.
Did a great job on that one. He waited on that pitch. And still fouled it off his foot, though.
White taking off, and that one's fouled. That one is popped up. It's straight up, and Lawrence catches it. So 2 outs now for Nick Wise.
Way to stay with it.
The pitcher number 11, Nick Wise.
So Wise has a chance to extend the lead for himself. Low for ball one.
And I have to say, for a low-scoring game, these half innings so far have been moving along like a turtle.
And the throw down. And is not in time.
I mean, I know the catcher, the umpire was standing right there. He could see if the runner went under, but they're going to check, which is a good thing. And we'll see if the umpire got a different view from his angle. And they're not going to change it. And there's no argument from the coach for Deering. So.
And I was surprised that Lawrence threw it down, knowing that there's 2 outs. That one is going to be caught by Brunell. And so that's going to end the half inning. It was Ben Robbins who popped it up. And so Falmouth putting one more on the board. And so after 2.5 complete, it's Falmouth 3, Deering 0. Here we go for the bottom of the third. Yadier Lorda Flores will lead things off for Deering. That one's low for ball one.
And looks like we're going to get a player going down the bullpen for Deering.
That one is in center field. Robbins will get underneath it for the first out.
And we were having a discussion here in between innings. I'll let you introduce the player, Seth.
And so Tavian Latour at the plate.
And this game is what you would see between the Red Sox and Yankees. And even with the pitch timer, the Red Sox and Yankees seem to play a 3.5 hour game anyway. And that's the way this game's going.
That one hits the inside part of the plate for strike 2. And that one hit foul. And that one missing the plate.
That's part of the reason things take long.
That one up the middle and by the diving Pochies.
All right, so now we got to see if Latour got any good advice if he got on base again.
The catcher, number 10, Miles Lawrence.
And Miles Lawrence at the plate. In the dirt. 4-1. Pie for ball 2.
It's the first time I've seen it. Manson's probably the ton #1. Simmons comes in relief. He pitches quite a bit.
Check on Latour.
So yeah, he's down on the total ball for sure. Might be his first start for all I know.
In the dirt, Latour will take off. And
Well, that's all he needed. Second base was his.
Yeah.
so it's a 3-0 count to Miles Lawrence. And in there for strike 1.
Well, there you go. That 3-0 strike zone is pretty big.
And in the dirt for ball 4. So 2 on for Deering.
Well, and Falmouth has a pitcher warming up in their bullpen, so this could be a short night for this pitcher. I mean, it's only a 3-0 lead here for Falmouth,
The third baseman, number 23,
and with 2 runners on for Deering and only 1 out.
Johnny Bouchard at the plate. And a time called. And Latour. And a heavy collision. So Latour getting...
Whew. Well, thankfully, the third baseman for Falmouth not injured on that play, and he held onto the ball. But for the second time this game, Latour is picked off on the base pass. The runner that was on first, though, moved up to second.
One's inside for ball one. In the dirt for ball two. Low for ball three. Up high for ball four.
Well, baseball's not a game of what if, but
The ram right fielder, number 21.
I think the first inning and this inning, the potential was there for Deering.
Liam Brunel at the plate. That one off.
Pardon me, the batter is 13, Liam Brunel, the first baseman.
Swing and a miss for strike one. That one is going to be fielded by Healy and gets the out. And so Deering stranding two. And so after three complete, it's Falmouth 3, Deering 0. And here we go for the top of the fourth. Ben Robbins will lead things off. Inside for ball one. That one hit. DeWeaver will not be able to field it.
Well, it was almost 6-4 to 3, but for one out.
Fielding so far this game has not been the friend of Deering, and that one's going to go a long way. It's going to one-hop the wall. And Polchis with another stand-up triple.
This time, the opposite direction.
Josh Polchis has hit the ball pretty hard today. Second at bat was a 4-pitch walk, and you can see why Falmouth is one of the top teams to contend. That one, Tyler Simmons, DeWeaver firing over and gets the out.
The run comes in, productive out. And now it 1 out with nobody on, so now's a chance to.
Jacoby Porter fouling it off. That one fouled off.
Did that go off his foot, or is it just maybe twisted his ankle? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. He might have, on that first pitch, tweaked his ankle a little bit.
0-2 pitch is fouled off.
Yeah, he's got something going on there.
Pie. It's a 1-2 count. Off the plate inside. That one is fouled on a check swing.
He did everything there to protect the plate.
That one is hit into left. And I believe they hit the top of the fence.
Yeah, I couldn't tell looking through this small screen.
And Porter working the full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one hit foul. And swing and a miss.
Oh, yeah. His ankle is definitely acting up on him.
So 2-way for Thomas Healy.
Have to keep our eye on whether he comes out in the bottom of this inning.
That one hit into center. Day will back up and get under it for the 3rd out. But Falmouth putting 2 more on the board here in the top of the 4th. And so after 3.5 complete, the new score is Falmouth 5, Deering 0. And so Jacoby Porter out of the game. Mason Paczynski will replace Porter in right field.
Yeah, as I expected. He tweaked his ankle on the first pitch to him at that at-bat.
Gus Groh at the plate leading things off for Deering. Fouling that one off.
You know, and it's one of those things where you're a playoff team. You need to rest that ankle.
There for strike two. It's fouled. That one, a dribbler, Wise, will field it, tossing it over, and gets the first out.
Wow, that's a good cover there for the pitcher. First baseman looked like he was going to go grab it. Ball slowed down, but the pitcher stayed with it.
Calday at the plate. Curves in there for strike one. Low for ball one. Curved over for strike two.
Boy, what a beautiful pitch.
Fouled off.
And at this point, you got to protect the plate. That's what that was. Got just enough of it. Late swing, but
and right back to Wise. He'll run over to first, flips it over for the second out. And so Dash Newhall
The left fielder, number 24.
will
Dash
bat with
Newhall.
two away. Inside for ball one. Low for ball two. And that one is going to go foul. High for ball three. 3-1 count. And outside for ball four.
how many walks for this Falmouth pitcher so far?
The Ram shortstop,
That's
number
the
1.
fifth walk.
That's what I thought. I thought they were piling up, and I mean, it's amazing through, 3 2/3 innings that 5 walks, and Darren's got nothing to show for it.
That one hit, misplayed by Jostick, and thrown away.
Well, Falmouth, Falmouth showing they're not all perfect there, but you just wonder if he should have just eaten the ball at third, because with my comment about the five players on with walks, now could come back to haunt Falmouth.
Yadier Lorda Flores at the plate. A breaking ball inside.
And even though he ducked out of the way, it still almost hit him.
That one ripped into center. That's going to score at least one. And so Lorda Flores with a 2 RBI single.
Okay. Well, that a walk and an error leads to 2 runs.
The pitcher number 5, Tavian Latour.
And Tavian Latour at the plate. Up high for ball 1.
And we're going to have a mound visit.
And
No, I think we're going to have a change.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think the pitching change is, we don't want to give Deering any life here. They've already scored 2 runs. It was great for Nick Wise, keeping Deering off of the board, but a couple of base runners and a single, and Deering scored 2, so we'll be back and we'll give you the changes. And we're back, and during the timeout, a couple of Falmouth players ran on the field and ran back off the field, so the only change is Milo Matson is now the relief pitcher.
And he comes in, and there's already a 1-ball count. You don't see that often.
That one hit right to Healy, and so that's going to end the inning. And so Deering stranding 1, but Deering putting 2 on the board. And so after 4 complete, it's Falmouth 5, Deering 2.
The score at the end of 4.
Here we go for the top of the 5th. Caden Berry will lead things off for Falmouth. Outside for ball 1. That one, a check swing, fielded by Bouchard, and gets the out. So 2 pitches for 1 out. We'll
Good.
see how much longer
The catcher number 8.
Latour goes.
Yeah, we got someone warming up in the bullpen again for Deering.
Ball 1. Low for ball 2. Ball 3. Ball 4. So 4 straight pitches for a walk. And so far through 4.5, we've yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. In the dirt for ball 1, Milo Madsen.
I don't know. I can never keep track of all these rules.
It's ball 2 on the inside. High for ball 3. 7 straight balls for Tavian Latour. And that one's in there for strike 1.
15's on. 16's on deck, sorry, yes.
And in there for strike 2.
I didn't move the camera, but the runner on first was a good 20 feet off the bag and then ran back.
That one hit, going to be fielded by DeWeaver and by Loda Flores.
And, boy, that's a tough one. And the runner for Falmouth wasn't quite sure where the ball was, so he didn't take off until he was made aware that the ball was in right field. And, it was a nice stop, but the throw got away. And we're going to have a visit to the mound. And I think that's going to be it for Latour. We'll see when we come back.
And Latour staying in. Lyle Copperthwaite at the plate. Pinch hitting for Nick Wise.
And Tavion must have convinced him to let me stay in till I've thrown all the pitches I can throw.
It's a 3-0 count.
Infield in.
And there for strike 1. That one is hit foul. So it's going to load up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that one's popped up. And this will be the last batter Latour faces. That one curves over for strike 3. And so...
And I think that's it. That last pitch was nasty.
And Tavian Latour has thrown his final pitch here at Headlock.
And lots of hugs out there.
And so that will be his farewell pitch, which was a great curve over the plate. And most likely where their last game is in 2 days, he won't be able to pitch. And so that his last pitch in a Deering uniform. And so, great career for Tavian Latour. And so we'll be back with all of the changes. And we're back. Zade Smith taking over the pitching duties with 2 outs and 2 on. First pitch was
Ben Robbins.
high. Ben Robbins at the plate. Zeke DeWeaver is in left, and Tavian Latour is now at short. That one is on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Fouled back for strike 2. This would be a big out for Deering, down by 3. And hitting it, Miles Lawrence will grab it and gets the out. And so Zade Smith does his job and gets out of the inning. And so after 4.5 complete, it's Falmouth 5, Deering 2. Here we go for the bottom of the 5th. Lyle Copperthwaite is now in playing third, and that one line shot to Polchis by Miles Lawrence. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
The third baseman, number 22, Johnny Bichard.
Johnny Bichard at the plate. Time called. One's low for ball 1. Low for ball 2.
Wind is blowing out really hard here now.
That one hit into right. Pachinski getting the out.
Well, 2 sort of hard hit balls and nothing to show for it.
So that's going to bring up Liam Brunel.
13, Liam Brunel.
Time called. Outside for ball 1. That one, dribbler, fielded by Simmons, and we'll get the third out. So a 1-2-3 inning for the first time this game. And so after 5 complete, the score remains Falmouth 5, Deering 2.
3 up and 3 down. The Gators.
And here we go for the top of the 6th.
Josh Polchis.
Josh Polchis at the plate, and on the day is 2 for 3 with 2 triples. One just missing the plate.
Well, and with the way this wind is blowing out, if he pulls one down to right field, it could go out of here.
That one popped up into left and over the head of DeWeaver. And so
Wow.
a double.
Well, the thing is with the wind blowing as hard as it is, it was tough for the left fielder. That ball just kept drifting and drifting and drifting. It's not like he gave up on it. It's just that the ball just kept traveling.
The first baseman, number 24, Tyler Simmons.
And so Tyler Simmons at the plate.
Yeah,
in the dirt.
I even think that the batter, he probably thought it was out.
He was. He put in a triple otherwise, I think.
And he just could have kept running. He just watched it. It's amazing what the wind can do.
That one is popped up into right field. Crow.
Oh, jeez.
And Pulches will move over on the flyout by Simmons.
That was an adventure out there. So he's on third base anyway, but there is one out. So
it's going to bring up Mason Paczynski at the plate. One and 0 pitch is low for ball 2. And hits him.
yeah, that was a no-doubter because the way that ball started going out towards the pitcher's mound, it had to have hit something and hit him in the foot.
So 2 on, 1 out. Pulches on at third. Paczynski on at first. And Thomas Healy at the plate. Paczynski taking off. The throw down. Cut off by Latour.
Well, we definitely know his foot's not ailing after being hit in it.
That one ripped. And the throw home is an out. So a heads-up play by Johnny Bouchard.
Well, I mean, I'm shocked he took off. You know, I just and I have a feeling he may get a little bit of an earful on that one.
And so that's going to bring up Caden Berry. Throw down is not in time. And another base runner picked off.
Jeez. Seriously. Oh, my goodness. Wow. So just like in the first inning, Darren had 2 runners thrown out. And now Falmouth 2 runners thrown out.
And so a lot of base running errors here in this game. Falmouth does get 1 more on the board to expand their lead to 4 runs. And so after 5.5 complete, the new score is Falmouth 6, Deering 2. Here we go for the bottom of the 6th. Gus Groh will lead things off for Deering. In the dirt for ball 1. In the dirt for ball 2. That one hit. Pochies will field it, fires over, and gets the out. So
The center fielder, number 3, Cal
Milo
Day.
Madsen has now retired 5 straight. Cal Day at the plate. Swing and a miss. That one fouled back. 0-2 count.
Yeah, why waste time? We should have started. We'd be having dinner by now. No, that's true. That is true. But, well, I think I'm going to do TA Falmouth across at 7.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 6 straight batters in a row for Milo Madsen.
The Deering pitcher, number 8, Zade Smith.
And a little bit of an adventure throwing that ball around after that third strike. I think everybody on the Falmouth infield bobbled it a little.
And Zade Smith at the plate in the dirt for ball 1. That one ripped, and it's going to be by Barry, and Zade Smith is going to be close, and he slides in. It didn't need to with... It was Copperthwaite. Nope. It was Pochies who bobbled the cutoff.
Well, that was a rip. Deering's had a few of those this game, but right at people. And that was nice.
Zeke DeWeaver at the plate. First pitch was low. And there for strike 1. That one popped up. It's going to drift into right field. Pachinski getting underneath it for the final out in the bottom of the 6th. And so after 6 complete, it's Falmouth 6, Deering 2. Here we go for the top of the 7th. Well, Caden Berry will lead things off for Falmouth. Finridge is now in left field for Deering. Caden Berry back up and that one's ripped into right. That's gonna 2-hop the wall, and Berry will go 3, and that was a close play.
Man.
If that was just less than a half a second sooner, that would have been another base running out.
Catcher number 8, Brandon White.
Well, and I have to say, we've seen a number of triples in this game. I don't know if we've ever seen. There's been four triples in a game. So, I mean, that's not a usual occurrence.
So almost half the hits are triples. That's crazy.
So both Don and Mike have pointed out that only 9 hits and 4 hits have been triples.
And that's Brandon White will hit it into left. That's going to score another run.
Well, and that run is a product of having to draw the infield in, because that was a can of corn on any other given play.
So it's going to bring up Milo Madsen. In the dirt for ball 1. Outside for ball 2. Side for ball 3. And the throw down is not in time. That was a strike on the pitch. And so Brandon White takes second. And that one is popped up. And Latour,
Oh my goodness!
coming out of nowhere and gets the out.
He ran all the way from deep shortstop and slid in there and snagged that ball. That is impressive.
The third baseman, number 16, Lyle Cowperthwaite.
Lyle Copperthwaite at the plate, now with 1 away.
Well, and I've compared him to Jaron Duran, just a pure love of baseball player, and that just showed it right there.
And so that one gets by Miles Lawrence. Moving over Brandon White.
Yeah, giving 100% for Tavion's not a suggestion. It's what he does.
That one's fouled off. It's a 1-1 count. That one hit foul. So 2-2 count.
You're welcome. If I was wrong, I'd just assume no now.
That one
5-2-6.
and so another base running error in this game.
Yeah, and the coach is talking to his player And 2 runners for Falmouth in this game have the ball hit right in front of them and still take off trying to get home, and they don't make it.
The center fielder, number 2.
And the thing here is in this game, it's still not okay, but when you get into the playoffs, that can't happen.
And so Ben Robbins at the plate.
I mean, you really got to know where that ball is all the time.
That one's in there for strike 2. That one ripped foul.
Man, his eyes must have been so wide open on that pitch. But he yanked it so far left. So far ahead on that one.
And low for ball 1. And it's going to be fielded by Latour. And that would have been a tough play for Tavian Latour.
The shortstop, number 6, Josh Polchees.
So that's going to bring up Josh Polchees. And a stolen base for Robbins. No throw.
Good pitch to run on.
And it's there for it's a ball. That one hit into right. That's going to score 2 more. And Polchees moving over to second on the throw home.
Nice hard hit ball.
The first baseman, number 24, Tyler Simmons.
Tyler Simmons at the plate. Low for ball 1. Low for ball 2. That one hit into center and not able to get there is Cal Day, so that's going to be a stand-up double.
And we can have a pitching change or just a visit to the mound. And we're going to have a pitching change, and we'll be back.
And we're back. It's just a straight-up trade. Zayt Smith going out to left field, and Finn Ridge is the new pitcher. Mason Paczynski at the plate. First pitch for Ridge is outside. Inside for ball 2. Low for ball 3.
Ooh.
That one hit him. So,
And we're going to have a visit to the mound. Let's see. Is this just going to be a quick visit? No, we're going to have another pitcher. We're going to have a pitching change. And, okay, so let's see where Finn goes now. He's going back to, is he going to go back to left? And we're going to have 22 go to first.
it's Bouchard going to first.
And
Ridge going to third.
And we'll be back.
And we're back. And so Micah Derrig at the plate. Now it's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
All right.
It's fouled off. Up high for ball 1. Just missing the
Ooh.
plate. It's a 2-2 count. Up high for ball 3.
Runners will be off.
And ball 4. So bases will be loaded.
Now batting
It's Liam Kiefer.
14, Liam Kiefer.
It's a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss for strike one. High for ball three. Swing and a miss. High for ball four. So, RBI walk.
The catcher, number 8, Brandon White.
Brandon White at the plate.
It has been a tough 7th inning here for Deering.
And
he
that
hit
one
him.
hit some.
Number 7.
Harper
The batter is
Drozdick.
number 7, Harper Drozdick.
And I have to say the feet of the Falmouth baseball players this game have taken a beating.
That one hit into left, and that's the final out. And so Falmouth putting 6 on the board here in the top of the 7th. And the new score after 6.5 is Falmouth 12, Deering 2. And here we go for the bottom of the 7th.
Number 27, Yadi Lara Flores.
Yadier Lorda Flores will lead things off. Number changes for Falmouth, as I write them down. Blake Kingsley is in left. Micah Derrig in center. Liam Kiefer in right. Wesley Howard at third. And therefore strike one. Harper Drozdick at short. One hit foul. It's a 2-2 count. Cale Hansen at second. That one, Hansen will get the out.
The shortstop, number 5, Tavian Latour.
And the relief pitcher is Josh Pulches. Tavian Latour at the plate with one away. Inside, so it's a 1-1 count.
And this game started at 4, and it's starting to get a little dark here with the clouds.
And therefore,
we're working
strike
on
2.
over 2.5 hours. And if this goes any longer, we're going to have to pass the bucket for quarters to put in the machine to turn the lights on.
It's a 2-2 count. And strike 3. And that is a we want to get out of here type strike. So that's going to bring up Miles Lawrence. 2 outs. And high for ball 1.
Well, you can say one good thing about the length of this game for these two teams. At least Falmouth doesn't have to travel far to get home.
That one fouled back.
And umpire is looking for some baseballs here.
And there for strike 2. Deering down to their last strike. And that one is ripped. And so we've gone through the entire game with only having 1/2 inning where there was a 1-2-3.
Well, and that makes sense for the length of this game. I mean, I'm thinking by the time we get out of here, it'll be close to 2 hours and 45 minutes or so.
High on that swing. It's Johnny Bouchard.
And we only play 7 innings. It's amazing.
And
whoa. Whoa. I mean, that almost. I mean, that hit metal. That went right past the screen into the dugout. And you can see everybody now scooching over behind the screen.
Down to their last strike. And that one is hit into left and
nice
caught
catch
by Kingsley. And
what a
so
way
that's
to end
gonna
it.
end the game. And so, I mean,
Great catch in left field by Blake Kingsley.
Well, you know, this is a tough way to end Deering here at Hadlock. They still have one more game, which we will not be able to broadcast. And that'll probably do it for their season. And for two seniors for Deering, Falmouth played a really good game here. You know, both teams had some base running mistakes, which Falmouth is going to have to take care of in the playoffs. But it's always a good spirited game between a Portland team and a Falmouth team because they, it's just the way it is here to play a rival in the next door town.
Yeah, I mean, this game had everything from hard hit balls to base running errors to a lot of walks. I mean, some strikeouts.
And I'm sure the pitch count, if you counted up the pitches for both teams, 250 maybe pitches thrown between the two teams. That's quite a few. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so, yeah, it's a tough one. The final score was 12-2, but it was much closer than that. Outside of that last half inning where Falmouth scored 6. Deering played a great game against this Falmouth team. They just couldn't keep it together, and Falmouth ended up scoring 6.
Yeah, and so that's your big difference. It would have been, I mean, as it is, Falmouth had 8 hits, Deering had 7. It's just the weird way baseball can be, to end up 12-2 and only be different in 1 hit.
Yeah, but I mean, Deering tried to stay in there. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 4th, and it was a scoreline of 5-2. So I mean, Deering had a chance going into the 5th, but Falmouth put 7 more on the board and shut Deering down the last 3 half innings for Deering.
Yeah, I mean, the relief pitching for Falmouth was pretty spectacular. So to begin with anyway, and it's just, just the way the season has gone for Deering, it's just been tough.
But looking forward into next season, just based on today's lineup, Cal Day is a sophomore. Miles Lawrence is a sophomore. Liam Brunell is a freshman. Gus Groh is a sophomore. John Bouchard is a sophomore. And Yadier Lord of Flores is a sophomore. And then 2 players that typically play here and there. Lyndon McAuliffe is a freshman, and Anthony Profeno is a freshman. So a lot of young players on this team. And so they'll have most of their team back next year. And so we'll see where Deering can go from here. But final score in this one is Falmouth 12, Deering 2, saying so long. This has been a production of WPPS TV3 Portland Public Schools. Saying goodnight and farewell this season.
And not only farewell, this is our last broadcast for Portland Public Schools. And we want to thank so many people over the years for watching what we've broadcast. It's been 18 wonderful years. And, we'll see you around.